Hi everyone, it's another episode of Marvin Says, and for today's episode, it's again another Comparo series or comparison series. Okay, uh, basically this is I think the third Comparo series that I've released in my vlog. Alright, so without further ado, umpisa na natin. Okay, so what we are to compare for today's episode is basically none other than the Switch OLED and then the Switch version 1 or the Switch OG. Alright, so again, I'm gonna start with their respective boxes. Okay, for the Switch OLED, ang box niya is this one. Alright, so this is the box of the Switch OLED. This is a new release uh, for Nintendo Switch hybrid console. Okay, so bago lang to. This was released this year, 2021. Siguro mga October lang of this year. Okay, so ang box ito is this. And this is the front side of the box. Okay, I'm gonna turn the box around. And then ito yung likod. Okay, so as you can see, mas maliit ito. Itong box ng new OLED Switch is smaller compared to the version 1 Switch or the OG Switch. And what I have is the white Switch OLED. Okay, now I'm gonna get the OG Switch. Okay, so this is the box of the version 1 Switch, which was released 2017. So you can see malaki ang box. Okay, and ang box na it's like landscape. Okay, this is the front side of the box. Okay, I'm gonna turn the box around. And this is the back side of the box. Okay, so what I have for the version 1 Switch is the gray one. Okay, so the gray variant. Okay, so yun yung box. And let's go with what is the same. Dun muna sa similarities for the version 1 Switch, the OG Switch 2017, and then the 2021 OLED Switch. Okay? So, unahin na natin kung ano yung similarities. Alright. So, ang Switch OLED 2021 and then the Switch OG 2017 Switch, ang similarities, they both have the same chip. Okay, it's the custom NVIDIA Tegra 1 chip. Pareho lang ng chip. They are both dockable. Okay, ibig sabihin it's a hybrid console. You can dock it and connect your TV via HDMI 2.1 HDMI. So pareho lang sila. And then they're both outputting 720p 60 FPS on handheld mode. Pag sinabing handheld mode, you're playing like this. Okay, handheld nga. Alright? So, ang output nito on a handheld mode is 720p 60 frames per second. Pareho lang sila dito. Okay, it's also 720p at 60 frames per second. And on a dock mode, its output, both of them are outputting 1080p 60 FPS. Okay, that's the dock mode. So, yun yung similarities. Okay, now, we go with the differences. The main difference of the OLED Switch compared to the version 1 Switch and the version 2 Switch is that it boasts, let's go with the screen size. The screen size of the Switch is 7 inches. Okay, it's a 7 inches screen. Okay, so as you can see, yung screen to body ratio niya is maliit na lang, no? The gap from the edge going to the screen is now very small. Okay, it's a 7-inch OLED screen. That's the main difference compared to the version 1 Switch, which is just 6.2 inches on a LCD IPS screen. So, ang laki ng difference, no? This is the edge and this is the screen. See this gap? Alright? So, malaki yung awang. Okay? The space is basically bigger compared to the OLED switch. Okay? Ang liit. See? Alright, that's the main difference. Okay? It's the screen size. Okay? Now, another difference would be the storage. Okay? For the version 1 switch, ang internal memory niya or the internal storage is 32 gigabytes internal. Okay? For the Switch OLED, they bump it up 2 times. Okay? It's now 64 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can actually expand it, both of them expandable via micro SD, okay, storage device. All right, so they bump it, okay, 32 gigabytes for the version 1 switch, 64 gigabytes on this switch OLED. Okay, that's the second difference. Okay, now in terms of battery life, the Switch version 1, ang battery life nito, pinakasagad nito is 4 hours. Okay? Now, for the Switch OLED, it can be 5 hours. So, again, a small difference in terms of battery life. So, you're getting a longer juice for the Switch OLED compared to the version 1 Switch, which is 4 hours. Okay? Basically, 2 to 4 hours ang Switch version 1 OG. For this one, it's they're boasting 5 to 9 hours for the Switch OLED. Okay, that's the third difference. The next difference would be the the ano the size. Okay, the OLED Switch, ang kaibahan nito, no, yung lapad niya is 242 millimeters. Okay, yung lapad. Okay, yung lapad. Okay, from here to here, it's 242 millimeters. While the Switch version 1, it's 239 millimeters. So, again, it's a minute difference. 239 millimeters to, while the Switch OLED is 242 millimeters. Okay? Small difference lang for the lapad. Okay? Now, another difference is the kickstand. So you can see, ang kickstand nito is this one. Right? This is the kickstand of the Switch OLED, and you can adjust this according to your preference. This is a big difference compared to the uh, version 1 Switch. You know why? Kasi ang version 1 Switch, ito yung kickstand niya. Okay? This kickstand, to be honest, is flimsy. Okay? Medyo kailangan mong ingatan pag i-tabletop mode mo tong Switch. Kasi nga, ang lapad, and then you have this flimsy kickstand. So parang the support is kulang. Okay, again, it's a big difference regarding the kickstand. This one, you cannot alter it according to your viewing preference on a tabletop mode. Unlike with the Switch OLED, madali siya. Tsaka it can actually support the unit itself stable. Okay? That's a big difference in terms of the kickstand. Now, let's go with the sound. Ang sound nito, I'm referring to the Switch OLED, mas malakas. Okay? The speakers are now, louder. Mas malakas ang sound nito compared to the version 1 Switch. Okay? Another difference is the screen. Ang screen ng Switch OLED is now glass. Okay? It's a glass uh, finished, while the Switch version 1 is plastic. Okay? Plastic tong screen na to. Alright? That's a big difference. Now, the build quality, the Switch version 1, mas maraming plastic. Okay? Ang build nito. Okay? The way it was made, they used a lot of plastic. But for the Switch OLED, it's a premium Switch. Okay? From this body, itong body na to, okay, it's not plastic. And then you have the glass screen. Again, glass versus plastic, you obviously want the glass. Okay? So, premium finish ang Switch OLED. Alright? So, that's basically another big difference, okay, in terms of the build quality. Alright, now, another similarities to add kanina is the Joy-Con. Okay? The Joy-Cons, you can actually use your Switch version 1 Joy-Cons and attach it to the Switch OLED. Pareho lang, no? Walang difference sa Joy-Cons. Both will fit dun sa Switch version 1, and then yung Switch version 1 Joy-Cons will fit dito sa Switch OLED. So again, walang pinagkaiba sa Joy-Cons. Alright? So that's another similarity that I want to add. Okay, so ano pa bang pwede kong sabihin dito? For the screen and then the unit itself, yun na yun. Now let's go with the dock. Okay, when I speak of dock, again, it's a hybrid console, so you can actually use it handheld or connect it to your TV via HDMI 2.1 using the dock. Okay, I'm gonna speak about the Switch version 1 dock. Ito siya. This is the Switch version 1 dock. Okay? Now, if you turn it around, bubuksan ko to. Okay? Dito, no? For the ports, okay? You have a USB port here, yung blue, and then you have your power adapter here, and then this one, that one is your HDMI port. Okay? So you have your three ports, okay? You have your AC adapter, power adapter. This one, the middle port is your USB port, and then the last port here is your HDMI out port. Okay? Now, the Switch version 1 dock, as you can see, yung build niya, okay, it's a block, okay? It's a square or a rectangular dock, okay? Now, I'm going to compare it with a Switch OLED dock, okay? So, you're gonna get it. This is the new Switch OLED dock. And the difference alone, may kita na kagad, it's more rounded sides, okay? Kung yung kanina, block siya, rectangular, square, whatever. This one may round edge, okay? Round edge, okay? And sa likod, ito yung likod. So you can see, pag tinanggal ko tong likod, I'm gonna open it. Now, yan, ito yun, takip. You can see the ports here. Okay, tatlong ports. You have your power adapter, this one. You have your HDMI out. Okay? And this one over here is your LAN cable port. So, tinanggal nila yung USB port ng Switch version 1 dock, and then they replace it with the LAN port. Okay? So, anong ibig sabihin nun? with a Switch OLED dock, no, you can use your LAN cable, okay, connect this to your modem or router, and then wired na siya. Okay? Wired, why? Kasi ang Switch version 1 dock, it's built for Wi-Fi. But this one, you can use Wi-Fi or you can use a wired connection. It's because of the LAN of this one, of the LAN port. Okay, so yun yung ginawa ng Nintendo for the new iteration ng Switch OLED. For reasons I don't know, kasi may nagko-complain na ang Wi-Fi daw sa Switch version 1 kung minsan bumibigay, nadi-disconnect. So, ang ginawa ng Nintendo, they put a LAN port for the Switch OLED for a better connection. But basically, it's wired. It's wired, okay? So, yun. It's a big difference. Again, the sides are rounded for the Switch OLED compared to the Switch OG. It's a block, okay? It's squarish or rectangular, right? Mas sexy yung Switch OLED dock. Okay? So, a big difference in terms of the docking system, right? And uh, yun na yun. Yun na yung comparison natin. Okay, final thoughts, final recommendation. Should I recommend the Switch OLED if you already have the Switch OG version 1 or the Switch Red Box or the version 2? In my honest opinion, yes. Bakit? Again, the screen alone is satisfying. 7-inch screen for the Switch OLED compared to the 6.2-inch Switch version 1 or the Switch version 2. It's basically a 360 degrees turn or a night and day difference. You'll enjoy, playing the Switch OLED more. It's because of the screen size and it's because of the display, kasi OLED siya compared to the IPS LCD or the LCD display ng Switch version 1 or version 2. That alone, again, will tell you of a big difference. So, my personal opinion, it's a worthy upgrade if you own the Switch version 1 or the Switch version 2. Yun na yun. Sa dalawang yun, no? It's the screen size and it's the OLED screen. Right? If you don't have a Switch, then much more, you go with the Switch OLED. Okay? Now, babalik ako dun sa may mga Switch na version 1, version 2. The gaming experience kasi, no? I'm talking about the gaming experience now, right? And some would say na it's basically not a worthy upgrade kasi malaki lang screen, malaki lang yung OLED. No. May purpose yung Switch OLED, okay? And at the same time, yung build quality. It's like you owing an iPhone compared to an Oppo, okay? Or no, basically disrespect to, Chinese phones, no? The Switch OLED is basically premium compared to the Switch version 1 or the version 2. It's a premium build, it's a premium unit, and then therefore, it's a worthy upgrade if you own a version 1 or a version 2. That's my personal opinion. Okay? If you have the cash, you upgrade. What will you do with the older Switch? You sell it. Okay? Because the experience, the gaming experience that the OLED screen gives you is a night and day difference. Okay? Now, if you have a Switch Lite, it's again a big upgrade. Okay? Ang drawback lang, no, if you have a Switch Lite and you travel often, obviously the Switch Lite is portable compared to the regular, standard Switch, whether it be OLED or the version 1 or the version 2. If you travel, okay, more often than not, Switch Lite kasi madali siyang bitbitin. Okay? But, yun na nga, papasok ulit ang gaming experience. The OLED screen that the Switch OLED gives you is basically a 360 degrees turn or a night and day difference. So again, my final recommendation, you upgrade. If you have, money to burn, you upgrade. Wala akong masasabi about to upgrade, okay? But, if you're basically not a handheld gamer and you're just playing, at home, and you have a version 1 Switch or a version 2 Switch, hindi ka handheld gamer, I think there's no reason for you to upgrade. Kasi naglalaro ka sa TV, no? Hindi ka handheld gamer. You're using your TV as your screen. And the Switch version 1, version 2, and the Switch OLED has the same resolution or output. It's 1080p, 60 FPS on a dock mode. So, I don't, recommend that you upgrade if you use your Switch on a docking mode almost all the time. Alright? But if not, the Switch OLED is a worthy upgrade. Again, it's a worthy upgrade. Hindi kayo magsisisi. Matutuwa kayo. Alright? The reason why I bought the Switch OLED is because I'm using the Switch more on a tabletop mode. You know why? Kasi when we go out with the family, with my son, no, we play. And right now, I'm basically introducing my wife into gaming. Okay, I have an Xbox Series S. The Xbox Series S is a different, console kasi the Xbox Series S or the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5s for that matter caters to a mature gamer. Mas yung games na pinuproduce nila doon, hindi siya pang pamilya. Okay? Mas ano siya on a mature level. May mga shooting games, sports games, racing games. I play those games sa Xbox Series S. But for family games, pang bata, you can actually, a unit that you can actually, easily bring wherever you go, whether it be the Switch Lite, the Switch version 1, the version 2, or the new Switch OLED, yun na yun. No, it's basically intended for family use. And that's the reason why I upgraded to the Switch OLED. Kasi, hindi ako nagdadock. Most of the time, I'm using the Xbox Series S. I'm using the Switch OLED for family games. Most especially with my son, when we're playing the exclusive games na made by Nintendo, yung ARMS for example, no, we just played that couple of times with my son, and then Zelda or Mario or Pokemon, no. Ayun. So I highly recommend the Switch OLED. That's it. Now, for the retail price, Switch OLEDs, okay, if it's just without the package, you can get it 22,995, no? But if you're paying it cash, it's going to be less than 1,000. Sa Data Blitz yan, I don't know with the others. Okay, it's 23,000, sabi mo na. So, if cash, 22,000, right? Data Blitz, okay? Can get it from Game 1, Pixel, and then, there's one Game 1 PH or something, Game Line. Sa lahat, sa mga paborito yung, electronic shop sa Green Hills, it's 22,995, no? That's the SRP of the Switch OLED. Okay? So, this ends the vlog episode of Marvin Says. And sa mga subscribers ko, maraming salamat po. And to add, no, the Switch OLED actually is basically by early Christmas gift from my wife. Natunugan niya ako siguro inunahan niya na ako kasi alam niya bibili ako talaga. But the thing is, sinusurpresa na lang ako na yun yung ibibigay niya sa akin as a Christmas gift. But the thing is, natunugan na ako na parang bibili na ako. Sabi niya, ba't pa ako sinabi na sa akin, ba't pa ako mag-aantay ng Pasko, eh baka madoble lang yung Switch OLED na bibilin. Binila na ako. Okay? So wala na akong gift sa Pasko. This is basically an early Christmas gift that we just purchased yesterday. And I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. The Switch version 1, I just sold it sa brother-in-law ko. So, wala na siya, no? And that's the reason I did the Comparo. Okay, so again, final thoughts. You get the Switch OLED. If you have the cash, you get it. Even if you have the version 1 or the version 2 or even the Switch Lite, you get it. That's it. Ingat po tayong lahat. Till next time, guys.